worked internationally for more than 15 years, so I knew about the vision when it was announced,
Interesting.
but I was outside of the country.
Ah.
So when the right opportunity came, I decided to move here with my family. It's very unique. Saudi Arabia is very unique case because decided to change, having the vision, but you as Saudis drive the whole change, and the Saudi identity is in the core element of this vision.
Absolutely.
So for me, doing culture, arts, and creative industries for the last 30 years in 8 different countries, to be in Saudi Arabia, it's huge opportunity.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to another episode of podcast. So, my guest today is Charalampos. He is a culture expert who's been living here in the kingdom for over 7 years. Mr. Chara, welcome. Honored to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Now, this is the first time I had a Greek, guest on the show, and I'm very honored. I'm very actually impressed. And I like a lot the Greek culture. So, excuse me if I did not pronounce the name correctly.
No
Just
problem.
make sure.
Very,
Pronounce it
very
well.
difficult name.
Yeah, no, I mean it's I gotta work on it. I gotta work on my Greek pronunciation. So, 7 years in the kingdom,
Yeah,
culture expert. How was that like?
it's interesting. It's unique actually.
Oh.
Living in the kingdom and related with culture, arts, and creative industries is unique because the whole vision is actually driven actually from culture, from the
True.
creative identity.
Absolutely. I think you said it quite right.
So I'm in the right place.
You are in the exact right place, my friend. When you speak about culture, right? A culture expert, you know what comes into my mind?
Yep.
Rather, beside the Ministry of Culture in the kingdom,
Yep.
Al-Ula, you yourself, you work also in one of the giga projects here in the kingdom, which there's a lot of, I would say also vision projects related to culture as well, How are you seeing here that part here in the kingdom?
I came for this part actually. I work internationally for more than 15 years, so I knew about the vision when it was announced,
Interesting.
but I was outside of the country.
Ah.
So when the right opportunity came, I decided to move here with my family. It's very unique. Saudi Arabia is very unique case because decided to change, having the vision, but you as Saudis drive the whole change, and the Saudi identity is in the core element of this vision.
Absolutely.
So for me, doing culture, arts, and creative industries for the last 30 years in 8 different countries, to be in Saudi Arabia, it's huge opportunity, but it's honor because with my expertise, a little bit, contribute to this change, and this is the way that I see it. You asked me about the projects or Alula or Ministry of Culture. Every project in Saudi Arabia,
الدرعية القدية
Diriyah, King Salman Park, all the projects, they have cultural elements. And all the projects, even if they are not actually cultural related, have the cultural identity of Saudi Arabia in their core identity.
Very interesting. I can see that, right? Like, because we're building, as you said, also giga projects and modernizing the whole country as well. But the identity, is
this is unique. Yeah. I mean, this is the interesting part of the way of change in Saudi Arabia, because it's not that we change copying Western prototypes or foreign prototypes, let's say, and we just want to go there and imitate the way that somebody else has done it. We try to find a way how these things can come to us and we can create new things, having the Saudi identity in their driving force. So, and this is somehow or not unique, but somehow is the way that other cultures in Asia have done it, like
Uh-huh.
Japan, for example, or
Absolutely.
China.
Yeah.
That you see that the technology, or Korea, that the technology actually is booming, but on the other side, the people haven't forgot where they're coming from, who
True.
they are, what they're doing. So the cultural identity is a very strong element there. And
Mhm.
I think Saudi Arabia is a new good example of how we make changes, how may make how the a country progress, having the cultural identity and who we are in the core in the core of it.
Absolutely, man. You know, I agree. You know, from my perspective, I think how the kingdom currently also, as you said, is growing, modernizing. You know, developing new things, evolving new things. You know, a lot of it is out of the box, and it's I checked actually. It's never been done before. You know, the rapid change. You know, the you're not only in Riyadh, you got Jeddah, you can go to Neom, you go to Red Sea, Al Ula, for example. So there's so much giga projects going on here in the kingdom. In Riyadh, you got boulevards, well, but keeping and holding on to that identity, it's not an easy task, I believe. How is it done? How do you got a perspective on it, like I can tell.
Ye- Yeah, I have perspective. I think
Yeah,
living here 7 years and traveling also inside the country, not only staying in Riyadh. I mean,
uh,
first Riyadh um, is changing very fast while keeping the initial identity of the place,
yeah,
which is very interesting to see it because it's now is a massive city compared
absolutely,
to 8 years, 7 years ago.
absolutely, yeah.
However, when you go outside of Riyadh or you go to the different regions, Jazan, Abha, Tabuk, you will see there the more authentic element or elements of
Yeah,
the Saudi cultural identity
yeah,
that then you find in the different projects or in the different initiatives, because everybody talks about the giga projects, but in reality the country is doing by far more than the giga projects. The cultural initiatives in this country are not, there is no comparable. I mean, people asking me what is happening, and if we describe what is happening, nobody could understand.
absolutely,
I was in a conference in Athens, in my country, in
yeah,
last April, and I was describing something related with Saudi Arabia, and I was in a panel with other exceptional speakers, and everybody had the project, and I was explaining that we have 20 of those or 30 of those in this country, but also we have all the empowerment and initiatives that is necessary for the culture and creative ecosystem to thrive, because Saudis are really very talented. They are not shy at all. They would like to try new things, and this is how the vision is coming alive. Is because of the people. The creative element is actually the tool, and this is this is the way that I see it. Is that all of us that we stay 7 years or 2 years or 1 year, that we come work in this country, we just contribute a very small element. The real contribution comes from the Saudis. And you can see it not in the giga projects. You can see it in the different initiatives. I was in Al Hufuf, for example, in a festival. I mean, there was not I think I was the only foreigner actually with my wife. It was something amazing.
mm,
Nobody waiting me or any other cultural expert from outside of the country to do X, Y, Z. It was one of the best uh, intangible heritage that I have seen, festivals that I have seen in my life. It was very authentic. It
mm.
was unique. I don't know how this will evolve in the next years, but what I saw, it was wow.
Awesome.
So
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
my perspective is that we are supporting, we are facilitating a process, but you are all together
I appreciate that.
drive the whole thing.
Appreciate, man, these kind of words. And I'm very happy that you're also enjoying other it's like these local
Ah,
festivals,
yeah, of
and then
course,
Hafuf, for
of
example.
course, of course.
You know, I would love to go there myself. To be honest, unfortunately I did not visit yet, but it's great to hear about it from you. Um, Let me ask you about so 7 years, let me go 7 years back to
Yeah,
your story.
yeah.
7 years, which was like 2017, I believe,
18.
2016.
I started the interview 17. We finished the interviews 18, and
It was a 7 month interview, huh?
I started around May, June.
Interesting, very interesting. So,
But I was here in February,
oh, okay,
and I saw, for example, Genadria. I stay
Genesis,
here.
nice.
Yes. So even if I was coming for an interview, I would try to stay for a day or two just to
Mm,
see the city, because I moved with my family. So I wanted
nice.
to familiarize myself with what is coming, how it is. I think as a family, we are quite experienced of moving because we have changed 4 countries. So it's some
Was this the first country in the Gulf?
in the Gulf, yes, but
Mhm.
before I was in Egypt.
Oh,
So it was, you know,
big,
and I have lived in Lebanon also, and
interesting,
yes, in the Gulf, yes,
interesting, very interesting. And you with your family, your wife, kids.
and the 2 kids, yes.
Interesting. So, what happened when you first moved here? Like, what was your expectation, right? I mean, probably to you,
How,
since you were kind of familiar with the Arab culture, since you were in
yeah.
Egypt and Lebanon, but the kingdom is a bit different.
No, no,
Uh,
it's not
mm, mm.
similarities in this way. I mean, I have learned years ago that when you say Arabs, is you don't unify the whole Arab world. There are different types.
Different, different
Yes,
Arabs.
they are
Yeah,
different. So no, I'm not unify this way. I knew that I'm coming somewhere that is new. Many people,
Excuse
many people were telling us that is to not come, but it's better to go to Emirates or Qatar, because the lifestyle is more close to Western lifestyle. Um, but to be honest, in this kind of decisions, a little bit half half is, I mean, it's half your personal life, and half is your
me. I agree.
not professional, but your passion. And my
True.
passion is, I'm lucky to do my passion work, but my passion is to be able to work in a places that we do unique things.
Mhm.
And in this country, whatever we are doing in the culture sector is unique. I mean, even if you believe that, we do,
Excuse me.
it's okay. We do this or that, okay, it's similar to here or there. Believe me, we do it in a way that is completely different than
Mhm.
anyone else in the world.
Mhm.
And I saw it as a challenge. I saw it as a personal evolution. I saw it that also having, when I came, I had 25 years expertise in.
Wow.
So I I I found myself that I can also contribute in here and there wherever is possible with my expertise. So the balance, when you take a family decision, because I'm not moving, never I move alone. I
Absolutely.
always go with the family.
Absolutely.
It's how to say, it's half half. The
Have a
decision is
yeah,
half
yeah,
half.
yeah.
And
And
here, if you
mhm,
allow me, I have to
sure,
say that I have a very supportive wife. Yes, because I mean, we have changed 4 countries with kids.
true.
Not very often. I mean, with a period of 5 years, and but it's not easy. The logistics are not easy, and it's not because you move to Saudi Arabia. It's because you move. I
Exactly.
mean, three
Different
other people
place.
behind you, and they're with all the logistics of the family. So, um, but the decision was that you come in a place that is quite unknown, which I love this feeling that I go somewhere that I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but great things happening, and you are part of it. And this is the way that I saw it at that moment.
I agree. Great things happening. Phenomenal things
Yeah.
are happening. I just saw. I think recently in an interview. Current president-elect of the U.S. Trump, he's saying what is going on in the kingdom currently, or what the crown prince is doing, has never been done before ever.
Yeah, true.
And I can agree with him on that point. Now, you know, again, this is exactly what you're saying. Like moving to a different place, new culture, making new friends. Adapting to the culture, adapting to the food, to the lifestyle. How is that process to you? Like, especially with the family part, right?
Yeah. The beginning was not so easy
Yeah.
because Cairo, it's very multicultural environment and multinational environment. So here Riyadh was not like it is now. It was by far more, um, how to say, it was trying to find the way to evolve.
Well,
Actually,
it was at the beginning of the
it was the
launch.
beginning.
Uh huh.
Yes, it was. I told you
And
before
that was 2017. You said, right? Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
before we start, I told you that it was we still had the restaurant separated. So
Oh, okay.
at that moment, so uh, yeah, it was we adapted because we are kind of family that we adapt ourselves everywhere. I think
Yeah.
we have my wife and myself. We have the approach, the philosophy of the life that we say, okay, wherever we go, you have to find the good things and. Even in Riyadh of 2017, 2018, there were many good things at that moment. Many unknown things, many things that we couldn't understand, but it was gradually how
Mhm,
we adapted
mhm.
in the whole life here. You
Absolutely.
asked me about lifestyle. I mean, you have to ask these questions to people that they don't live in Riyadh because we're changing lifestyle in Riyadh daily because we have so many new things.
Everything going on there.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's nice that I was here when the first Riyadh season happened. I was in Al Balad in Jeddah when the
Nice.
first ever season
Nice.
happened in the
Nice.
kingdom, and
Nice.
everybody was expecting what. I mean, it was was waiting what this will be. Um, so if you consider what was happening in 2019 and what is happening now, there's no comparison. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's another level
Ev-
of
yeah, I agree.
what kind of offering the city
I
can give
concur.
you. Still, there are many things to be because we have to say this also. I mean, there is enough how to say many things in front of us that needs to happen. But come on, I mean, it's there's no
I get you. I get where you're coming from, man, and I feel what you're saying. Um, there must be like some cool stories, right? Like these 7 years, you must have had like some stories that happen, and whether it was with
stories.
friends, incident that happens in a market, that you were like, oh, okay, now I'm getting to know the culture more, you know.
Strangely is that we don't feel foreigners here.
Mm, mm.
We don't feel that we are so foreigners. I don't know because maybe we are Greeks and Greeks always have, more connection with the Arab world. We are more connected, but we don't feel
Mm,
foreigners in reality here.
true.
I will tell you one. So I like it. I like to go in the souks
Yeah,
and I like the old things.
yeah,
So the flea market on Fridays.
yeah.
So we were with um,
The flea market, which one? Like the one in deep inside? It's
yes,
like it's like kind of like not a modernized one, like kind of like a very
yes,
antique kind of. Okay,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So I was in the area of the National Museum, which is the National Museum now, and so I like walking there until the Salama Park.
Yeah.
So this because it's the old neighborhood, it's the old Cairo, and I like walking there. It's more neighborhood style of urban city.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and I remember that we were together with my wife, and so I was hungry, and it was pray time.
Mm.
So we are waiting to finish the pray time. So I said, so we started listing. I started listing all the different restaurants that they were in the neighborhood that we passing by, for me to start trying the different
Mm.
things. So we went until Salama Park. We did around there. It was really nice. The pray finished, and then we started going back to, to eat. Uh,
Mm,
but everybody was out.
mm,
Everybody was out, and we couldn't actually feed in the different restaurants.
mm.
So it was so strange because it was so big difference for us that the city was literally empty, and suddenly the city was full of people,
You're
and
like,
everywhere,
whoa, where'd they come
everywhere,
from?
everywhere. It was so vibrant, so alive. So we stay until really very late,
Mm,
enjoying and mingling with everybody.
nice, nice. Did you yeah, I think also like the Greek culture, as you said, there are some similarities as well too. I know food in specific, like there's like
Yeah.
similarities in food too, you know. And there's a couple of Greek restaurants here in Riyadh, if I'm not mistaken. More than a couple, actually. You
No,
know,
we don't have really so
there's no, there's
many.
no, there's no, there's no like Greek
We
restaurant.
have one Greek.
There's
One.
one. Okay, I gotta go to it. What is it? Where is it located? Do you know?
Yes, Prince Turkey. I'll tell
Okay.
you after the show.
Okay, please. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan, you know. I remember I used to have I don't know what do you call it, the gyro?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And this is Greek, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
gyro is Greek.
This is
Yeah, yeah,
Greek.
yeah. Tastes beautiful. And, what are you a fan of? Like, what do you do after, like, outside of work? Like, you know, what
This
kind of
is the
activities
this
do you
is the
do?
issue. I don't have really so much time after
Oh,
our
okay.
work.
You guys work really hard
What
over
I
there.
do, what I enjoy is that I enjoy shows or whatever is coming in the city, or small
Interesting.
things that
Oh,
artists coming together and make small performances. So I
yeah.
try to. It's my also tool of disconnection of of many hours of work
Mm,
is to see something, or to listen something, or to. So normally what I'm trying to do is after work, it's a good time to go to the different places and listen music or have a dinner and see something. I like
yeah, yeah.
Saddam comedy that everybody loves
Nice.
here. So
Really
so I
nice.
try to follow as much as possible what is happening in the
Yeah,
city,
yeah.
or sometimes I fly. uh, so sometimes I go to ITRA because ITRA has really very good program,
Yeah, yeah.
and is a how to say, is an exceptional institution. So I go
Absolutely.
there to see
Absolutely.
things, and I love Al Balad
Yeah.
because as a Greek I miss the sea. So I go to Hobor or Jeddah just to a little
Mm,
bit to see a little bit
mm,
blue,
mm.
also.
Absolutely. I mean, seas, you got Khobar, as you said, Jeddah. Now the
Yeah,
Red Sea, also, by the way, is phenomenal. You know, so did you ever go to Al Ula before?
yeah, of course, many
Yeah,
times.
yeah. There's like a huge opera, a couple of opera shows, I think, that was
Yes,
phenomenal.
by
I don't know if the performer was Greek or is he Italian. I'm not sure.
Yanni was Greek.
He was
I mean,
Greek.
Greek American.
Greek American, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
But he's Greek,
no,
man. He's
no,
Greek.
yeah,
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 Greek.
yeah.
Yeah.
Normal in Alula that I have many friends. They are. I go for the Desert X, which is a contemporary
Nice.
art, huge contemporary art
Man.
exhibition, and it's a phenomenon of what is happening
Hmm.
actually the period that this exhibition take place
Hmm.
in February. So normally I go this period,
Yeah, yeah.
and as I said, I met with a friend recently actually, because she was asking me why you didn't call me. I said I prefer to come after the opening days and take 2 3 days, because I like to go to Oasis. I like to stay in the not stay in hotel but in a small house. So I disconnect wherever
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am in Alula. But still I miss the sea. So I have to go somewhere
Absolutely.
that the sea is
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. I think it's close by, right? Like you got the Red Sea is not far from a
Yes,
2 hour
yes,
drive, I think, something like
yes,
that. Yeah.
yes. 12 hours
Yeah.
for you is something
Two
simple, eh?
it's 2 hours.
2 hours,
Two
yes,
hour
yes,
drive, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
12 is from
12 hour,
here.
no way I'm
No,
driving,
no, 12 is from here.
Yeah. So to Riyadh, yes, absolutely. So, I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
What is like different to you? What's the thing they say that's between living in Saudi Arabia from the culture perspective, from life, from what you're saying,
Uh,
and living in, say, whether it was in Europe, Arab countries, events, what did you feel like,
Sometimes it's a
was it
good.
like, let's say some people say, Waleed, safety. Safety to me
Yeah.
is a huge different
The
than others. Some people. What was yours?
safety is okay. I can start with the weather first. So
Yeah.
because everybody's complaining,
Yeah.
I would say that you know we have really good weather, really good weather. Okay, sometimes it's getting a little bit hotter than should be,
Yeah.
but also sometimes in Europe it's very very cold.
True.
So
Hmm.
it's a balance there.
Yeah.
Um, the difference, safety is one thing. I mean, wherever you go in Riyadh or in the country, hospitality. I mean, I mean, I was trying. I was calling your colleagues to enter the um, here the compound, and it was a security, and everybody was trying to help me, even if I don't speak really good Arabic and they don't speak English. So, but it was really, really very. We find our way
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to
You guys
communicate.
were able to manage,
So
I
yes,
respect
yes.
that.
But
Yes.
I because I have been also in the cities outside of the big cities like Jeddah, Kobor, or Riyadh. Everybody, I mean, hospitality, and I'm saying this as a Greek. It's something that you feel it. It's
True.
not only that you experience it; it's you feel it. I mean, it's everywhere. The difference, other differences. Um,
That's
I
a
think it's more. Um, People are more. I mean, think sometimes we make it easier here. Also, all the governance. I mean, when I came, it was not Tawakalna, it was not all the Upser. Everything came in this period,
yeah, yeah.
let's say.
You witnessed the whole process,
So
man. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's
So
awesome.
can you imagine that? In other countries you have paper administration, and here we have everything in our mobile phones.
True. True.
So this is
Exactly.
really easy. I mean,
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
really easy.
I agree with you on that part. I think that's a blessing, and and just witnessing that transformation, is just great. And there's a lot of like events currently going on here, conferences, summits. Uh,
We are a
it's a good time to be in the
we are a
Riyadh.
very very
Yeah,
busy
yeah,
city.
yeah,
We are a
exactly.
very busy city.
I would only have one thing that I don't like, probably the traffic. That's other than that, life is
I told
good.
you to not comment on this. I spent 2 hours to arrive here.
The traffic,
Spent
yeah. I
two
think
hours in the
hopefully
car.
now with the metro currently coming up, I think this will help a bit the process. Um, you know, like me when I speak with my guests about life here in the kingdom and what they do, and you seem like very relaxed, like
Why not?
like you already know it. What I'm saying.
I
You and I like that. You're
I
like
think it's also my
comfortable.
perspective in life that okay, what can happen if you go in an unknown place?
Mm,
Plus that how you will evolve as a person if you stay in all the places that you know.
true.
I mean, personally, I have learned so many things um, through my Saudi friends. I have learned so many things. A part of the work that I'm doing is that with the living in this country.
True.
So all these changes that is happening. I mean, if we are open in to unknown, let's say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
somehow this will come back to us and
Absolutely.
as experiences.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I very much agree. And, you know, I'm learning from you now, by the way. There's places that I want to go now from you. So,
Okay.
so you will help me out in some places to go to. And that's the good thing, to be honest. Like me as a local living here, sometimes I don't, there's so much going on. And I take it I
Yeah.
take it for granted. Like, yeah, it's here. Whenever I want to go, I can go. But I love how people living here. They're really enjoying knowing. They follow. They know. Oh, there's a concert here. There's an opera event there.
I have to say here also, and is that sometimes Saudis they don't how to say it, they don't appreciate in the level and the things that happening in the country in a way that should be not always, and not I don't want to generalize because this will not be fair, but sometimes things happening, yes, first time maybe it's not the perfect thing, but it's happening.
True.
Second time will be better. Third time will
Absolutely.
be much better.
Absolutely.
Also, sometimes the perception, especially for those that they don't really travel very much outside of the country, is that somewhere else is happening better than here. No, here is happening better than anywhere else in the world. There are things, at least in my industry, in the industry that I work for, um, that they are unique. What we are doing here literally is unique. Now, how to convince people that yes, what you are seeing is you are the first in the world. It's not that you are the second, is you are literally the first. It's a little bit difficult, or sometimes it's challenging, because also each person, as Saudi, I mean, has passed the last 7 8 years so many changes that doesn't know exactly, I mean, what is coming
Yeah,
next.
you're right.
So what I would like to say, I think, is that everybody to go and experience whatever is offering, because in this way, first we will understand what people like and what people don't like, and the other thing is that we will test new ideas. There are
Exactly.
so many ideas that they are actually under development right now. And again, I'm not talking about the projects, physical projects. They are initiatives that is beyond the projects, and they are by far bigger than these
Yeah.
things. If the people, they don't go, they don't experience, they don't express what they like and they don't like, we will not be able to actually make it in a level that should be. And also after that, we export instead of importing.
True.
We can export, and that's why we are doing what we are doing. It's not only that Saudi Arabia is a close country that just wait the foreign content to come in and entertain its people. Come on, I mean, Saudi Arabia already exporting Saudi culture. What we needs to do now is all these big ideas that we are working on needs to wrap up in such a way that can be exporting globally.
Man, you said it quite well, and I 100% agree with you. And I think it is, and I am seeing this actually uh, clear in the near future. Now, before I let you go, I gotta ask you one last question. I
Yeah.
want to, first of all, much respect and appreciation to the family. Like
Yeah.
they are the real heroes. They go with us from whenever we go, traveling you from Egypt, Cairo, Lebanon,
Before
Italy,
Brussels, we were before.
Brussels.
Yeah.
They are the real heroes. I
They
believe also.
for sure. My wife
And the real supporters.
first,
Yeah.
and then the kids.
Yes, you gotta say that.
No, no, because I
It's a
have to
win.
get that. This is the true.
Absolutely.
I
I
mean, I
agree.
work.
I
I
agree.
work from 12 to 15 hours a day.
True.
The kids growing very fast,
Yeah.
and the pillar in the family is the wife, because
Absolutely.
she's always there for all of us, and we try somehow
True.
to return back this
Exactly.
this
You're right.
this
You're right.
uh,
The
care that
effort
she
that
offers
is
to
being
us.
done, I 100% agree, and that's why I always say, like, maybe I say it as for fun now, but in reality, I always say that, you know, you said it right, the pillar, they are the
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
what's
yeah.
holding this whole, the whole
The,
family, and giving the support also for,
the
for
other
us
thing
to
is
work.
that when you have families moving, I mean, yes, I have the job here, but if you have the families, then the social structure of the city or the neighborhood is changing, because people will mingle differently. We have Saudi friends,
Mm.
but we have also foreign friends here.
Yeah,
Is a different way of actually how also the city is evolving when you have families.
exactly.
It's
Absolutely.
completely different thing. The other thing, I think, is also part of our. I mean, for all of us that we are working all these hours, is also, at least for me, it's a balance. Is you go back, and because people ask me, Greece is your home. No, home is wherever my family, wherever I have my family.
Mm.
If my family is in Riyadh, my place is in Riyadh. I
Yeah.
mean, and sometimes I say this to my Greek friends, and they don't understand, because I born there. I left when I was all 34, 33. So all these years I'm outside and it's very strange for somebody to say that, okay, my home is the place that actually
Mm.
I live and work, but this is true. I mean,
Much.
it's this is how you are
Mm,
balanced
mm.
in reality.
Much respect, man. And you know, the way you're carrying yourself and the way you're doing is awesome. And I can tell you're very passionate also about what you do.
Ah,
You know, about culture and also about the Saudi culture. And you also spoke about exporting it,
yeah,
which we're currently seeing. Also, we just saw great events
yeah,
happening in London and others also in other part of the world. So the Ministry of Culture is doing a lot of initiatives,
yeah.
right? As a creative, as an expert also in culture, how do you see it?
I see that is a case study again because Ministry of Culture established in 2019, and in 5 years
Mhm.
has done so many things that other ministries in other countries haven't done in decades. Not only the initiatives to establish the organization and actually organize the sectors, the different sectors, the cultural sectors, but also in parallel to make international relations through culture, which is something that the country is doing very well. Uh, Collaborating with international uh, institutions and mostly exporting already what I said before, Saudi culture in different
Yes.
places of the world. So we
Yeah.
had in Venice Biennale, we have now every um, every 2 years that is happening, we have Saudi presence. We have in the architecture also, in the Biennale of Architecture, we have in different forums around the globe Saudi presence, which is, I mean, I don't know if you have heard about the um, Saudi orchestra that is
Yeah. Yeah.
performing actually globally now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So can you imagine that 5 years ago we didn't have anything of those,
Absolutely.
and now, you know, in my country happened very in September. It was in the National Day actually here, but we celebrating also the National Day of Saudi Arabia in Greece
Yeah.
because the Ministry of Culture initiated a week about Saudi
Yeah.
culture in Athens, and
Interesting.
it was really amazing to see how the two different creative nations come together and exchange. It was really very successful week. The Greeks loved it actually. It was but all these things, if we put it in the perspective that nothing was 5 years ago, you wouldn't. If you are not here, you cannot believe that this is happening in reality.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, if you weren't here 5 years, I mean, this is going on. I think it's quite phenomenal. You know,
Yeah.
this, as you said, this is culture being exported overseas, and I very much also appreciate also and respect that. So thank you. You know, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Also, whoever's working in the culture part, I take my hats off to them because I'm loving also that the identity is still there, still being held, and still there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
awesome.
also you have young population. You
Yeah,
have Saudis that they would like actually to be part of it, and they contribute and they
absolutely.
participate very actively.
Yeah, and what they're doing is quite great, to be honest. So tell me, man, do you like the thumb and the shema?
Yeah.
Does it fit the culture?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives a good. It's a different image, and I'm seeing. You know, do you guys use it much?
I like the winter colors actually. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the white so much,
Uh,
but the winter colors I like.
I'm a big fan of the black because it covers
Yeah,
my.
blue black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it covers the six pack. You know, man.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So this goes on. So, and the name and the podcast name is so. That's why I use so a lot because that's the name of the podcast. Uh, Media. How are you with the media? You watch a lot news.
Yes, as you know, just to
Uh,
be informed,
yeah.
not.
Not
I'm not
really like it.
obsessed
Yeah,
actually with
yeah,
what is happening every
yeah,
day. I don't have the time actually to follow up what's happening.
yeah, yeah,
And normally they, important things or the things that I need to know, somehow I will learn about them during the day. I mean, but I'm not following, you know, very closely all the news
Exactly.
of what of the region or the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you guys 100%. I will give you, sir, the last word. What would you like to say? You get the last word.
Um,
Although
what
this
what
although
what
this is a
what should I
podcast.
say? Wait and see.
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
I
Many
love it.
amazing things will
I
come
love it.
very, very soon.
I love it. I love it.
I think this
You
is
know,
how I would say.
you just gave us the promo right now. Wait
Y-
and see.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I will go with you on this. It was fun.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish we had a bit more time also to discuss so much things, but it was fun. I think
Thank you very much for
we
inviting me.
you're most welcome. And don't be a stranger to the show.
I'm here. Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much.
much. What you're doing is fantastic, and I'm
Thank,
sure it will grow to become
thank you, thank you, thank you,
great. And I'll see
thank
you
you.
soon. We'll have some Greek food.
Of course,
Yeah, and
we'll
then
organize.
I'll invite you to some
Yeah, yeah.
local food. Appreciate it, man. Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
TV viewers, thank you for watching. Have a great, fantastic day. Take care.